Hello, everyone. This is Evelyn. I am so glad to be here. This is Evelyn, your international fashion designer. And just like I told you, I will be live tonight. It was a bad storm this morning in Florida. We have a lot of hurricanes and weather. So I was late today getting everything organized because of the flood and the water. And then all of my clients was late. So anyway, but we got it done and they're here. So I want to, first of all, I want to thank everybody for all of the love and all of the messages. I am overwhelmed with joy. I'm like, I can't believe this. This is great. Everybody from the UK, from France, from Switzerland, from Brazil, from Canada, from Ireland, all the people in the United States. And if I miss you, it's out of love, but I'm just telling you, I read every message and I responded hopefully to every message except for the ones that came in today. And hopefully, when I responded to you, that if I said anything, everything is out of love and respect. I do accept challenges because I've been through a lot of them. So I do um, take challenges. If you challenge anything I say, I'm a different type of designer. First of all, I am a survival designer. Survival, meaning that I'll make a way out of no way. I know I'm not going to take no for an answer or whatever. I'm like a little kid. Okay, you know when a little kid, the daddy was driving the truck and the bridge was too short, and the daddy didn't know how to get the truck under the bridge. And he was like, "Oh my goodness, I can't ruin the truck. I can't ruin the bridge." And the little 5-year-old said, "Dad, let the air out the tire." And you can drive under the bridge with a low rim tire, right? So I'm that kind of designer. There's nothing that I make I use a pattern for. When I say nothing, absolutely nothing. I look at patterns and I look at them and I get the idea. And if you stay with me, I would show you how to do it because it is a good way to learn how to sew, and it's a fast way to be able to make adjustments. And then you can get paid quicker and you won't get frustrated. Okay. Tonight is just a night for you to get to know me. And it's a night to encourage you. And if you want to learn how to sew, if you want to learn without patterns, if you want to be inspired, if you're someone that has kids and don't know how you're going to make it, and you just need some extra income. If you somebody that's well off and now you just got furloughed, if you're in the United States and you just got furloughed and you're going to get a check on Friday, but you won't get a check next Friday because you work for the government, I'm talking to you because I just had clients. I close at 7 p.m. It's Eastern time in Orlando, Florida. And my clients that just left my store tonight, I mean, literally left my store tonight in a couple seconds ago, they are furloughed. And they still was shopping. They were still buying. They were still having me to make them a scarf, a hat, alter some dresses. I mean, they got caught up in the weather and they came in. I had clients today that they just came by. Elderly clients came by. Their son is in Korea. I want my mom and dad to have two nice outfits for a wedding in a place called Houston, Texas. That's here in the United States. And he was calling me from Korea, giving me his credit card because he's overseas and he's in Korea. It's a different time zone to get his parents' outfits. Now, those outfits I already had made in the store and I did alterations. Saying that to say, when you sew, always have something else too. Like, don't sew and think every single thing that you sew that you have to make. When you make something for someone, it's an upcharge because you're giving quality work. I have these stores, and sometimes, in other words, like this, there's never a day I'm not sewing. I sew from the time I get in the store to the time I leave. I came in this morning at 10 o'clock and it's 8:30 p.m. right now. So a little bit after 8:30. It's 8:40 right now. But I sew all day. I'm sewing something for someone all day. I'm juggling it. I'm making a hat, I'm making a scarf, I'm doing alterations. I got a new client starting. I got one going out the door. I'm doing a wedding dress over here. I'm the only sewer. Me and these 10 sisters and brothers right here. Okay? Me and these 10 sisters and brothers. That's all it takes. I use one type of sewing machine. I'm gonna show you that. Remember I told you about my friend? This is my friend here, one of them, the Singer sewing machine heavy duty. Now there's two heavy duty style sewing machines. I'm gonna do another video just showing you machines. I'm gonna actually sew. The next video I do, I'm gonna see sewing while we talking. Okay, I'm gonna sew and make garments while we talking. I'm gonna show you just how fast we could do it. I'm gonna show you that you don't need a pattern, and I'm gonna show you how to get it done. For instance, like this. I did this on purpose for you. Okay, you see this outfit right here? You see this? This here is a nice suede outfit. It needs no pattern. Okay. You can sell this all day to all ages. Remember, I told you about evergreen products, things that you can, things that you can make, and things that you can sew without a pattern. I'm gonna show you how I cut this. Now, this girl got some big, big breasts. Okay, so I'll turn her this way. You got some big ones. She got real breasts like real women. Okay, this is the first thing when you're saying, what do I sew? I need something to make. Now, this is when you're looking at this video years from now, I want you to just anything you see that I do, look at it twice. Okay? I'm not trying to stop people from buying patterns. I'm not trying to discredit patterns. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm telling you how I survive and how I sew every single day. This is 3/4 yard of fabric folded in half. Now, this is a 60-inch wide fabric. To make this without a pattern, if you take your fabric and you fold it in half, I want everybody, when you come back and see me next week, I want you to be a made this, okay? When you take your fabric and you fold it in half, this little part here is going to still be there. In half. Fold your fabric in half, okay? And when you fold your fabric in half, you're going to take your hand. Hold on, let's see what's going on with this. I don't know what happened there. Okay. If that does it again, I'm going to just stop and just do it and then upload it. Okay. But what I want you to know with this particular item right here, you're gonna take this here and you're gonna just fold it like this, and you're gonna put your hand just like this. See how your hand is like this? This is in the middle. This is in the middle right here. And you in the middle. And what you do is you take it and you just cut this part out right there. And that is how you actually make something out of nothing. Okay? Let me show you again. Like I told you, I'm gonna make you all, you're gonna be making thousands of dollars a month. If you hang with me, I'm gonna show you how to get there. I promise you. Just hang in there with me. Take a piece of fabric, fold it in half. If you don't have any fabric, go get an old sheet. Take that fabric, fold it in half. When you fold it in half, you do the neckline, and then you like this. If you can put it all the way around your neck, you know you can wear it. You can put it over your head. You just scoop this out. Everything is trial and error. Don't think that it has to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. You are sewing something, which means you are an artist. Okay, so I'll take this and you look at this. See how this is a little crooked? I did that on purpose, believe it or not. So you can see this. Now you can take this and I'll just take my scissors here and I'll just cut this a little bit lower. Okay. And when you make this a little bit lower, it depends on the size of the person. It depends on if you have a person that has a big bust or you have someone that is that has a small head or a small line. You take this, then you can put it on your mannequin. You see this here? You can put it on your mannequin and you can see the neckline. Okay, so you can just sew a straight stitch here, straight stitch there, straight stitch there. Now tell me, how much you think that costs? How much you think you could sell that for? You can sell this for $95. This is what cost is the fabric. Get you a nice quality fabric. If you're gonna buy something and you say, I don't have any money, okay, well, get you an inexpensive one and sell it for $35. Then get you what? $35 in 15 minutes. Okay, $35 in 15 minutes. You can make $35 in 15 minutes. You can sew the sides, hem the bottom, sew a seam in the top, fold it down, and boom. If you get it interrupted, it could take you an hour. You can make, hey, $30 an hour. What's minimum wage? In the United States, minimum wage is 14, or it just went up to 14.95, almost $15 an hour. You can do more money in sewing than you can with a college degree or more than minimum wage. You can make four of these. Now, once you get your speed up, you can make four of these in an hour. You can make one in an hour if you really, really slow, precise, dealing with health issues, or just trying to be careful. I suggest when you get your sewing machine, put your sewing machine on the largest stitch. Largest stitch is either 4 or 5. That's the width of the stitch. Get your sewing machine on the largest stitch and speed sew. Okay, what do I mean by speed sew? Look at this. Okay, look at this piece of fabric right here. This is one piece of fabric. This is 2 yards of fabric that I've cut in half that I will sell as a shawl. Now I will be selling these fabrics. So if anybody sees some fabrics, if you go ahead and get into the membership, I think the membership right now is only like $1.99. I mean, come on, $1.99 for all this wisdom. You can take this fabric when you start sewing to get your speed up, to survive and thrive. You need to make some simple things fast. This is how you build your inventory. So you take this, real fabric has a serial number. So you want to take this and you want to fold it twice, or you want to at least fold it once. And what you do before you start making your garments, this is how you increase your inventory. Before you start making your garments, start sewing something quick. Sew some things very quickly. Okay. Meaning that you can sew this scarf. I just made a man a scarf to go around his neck, and I did it in less than 10 minutes because they were sitting here talking to me while I'm trying to sew. Okay. I'm like, I gotta go on YouTube. Y'all better hurry up. But look, you could take this fabric. You can make one big shawl. It could be a shawl. It could be a head wrap. It could be a table runner. It could be a sham for a curtains. Okay, all you gotta do for it to be a curtain is take this, sew a line, sew a top stitch at the top, leave an opening on the end, and now you're a curtain designer. You put this up, and now you got your sham, and this is your curtain. So what I want you to do is I want you to think outside the box. I don't want you to just be trying to sew one thing. Okay, I want you to sew. First, I want you to work on your speed, because the speed is going to give you your confidence. I really want you to get your confidence up, especially those people who feel like they can't make it. They feel like, oh, I got to get everything. No, you don't have to have everything. All you need is one sewing machine and 2 stitches. And if you don't even have 2 stitches on Saturday, I'm gonna come back on Saturday because I have a little girl that I'm teaching how to sew in high school, and her sewing machine is like that big, and it's teeny weeny. I mean, it's like a for a 5-year-old. But I showed her that with that sewing machine, she can make $30 an hour by making scarves, by making shawls, by making head wrap and a scarf. I showed her how to work with what she got. So if you have any type of sewing machine, or if you have any flexibility with your hands to hand sew, my aunts used to sew by hand. They didn't have any electricity. They sewed by hand. The first black designers, they sewed by hand. They didn't have sewing machines. They didn't have sergers. They didn't have pink and shears. They didn't have, a nice, comfortable place. Now, if you have all of that, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. But at the end of the day, when it comes to survival, you need 1 stitch or 2 stitches, straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. Now, in biblical times, before they had a serger, see this right here? They would sew this right here and they would invert it, and then they would sew on top of it. They would sew it on one side, sew it like this, and they would invert it. So the seam would be encased inside. So they never had a serger. I have sergers, but I don't use them. There's a serge stitch you can have on your Singer machine, or you can use a nice tight zigzag machine, because the client, when they look at your workmanship and they see how neat it is, and the threads are not hanging everywhere, they're okay with it. Long as it's not coming apart, I would say 1 out of 1,000 might tell me to come. They got a problem with something. 1 out of 1,000 will come and say, "Hey, can you clean this up for me? Or I gained weight, I lost weight, or you missed a stitch." No problem, free. Come on, bring it in. Okay. So don't get caught up that you got to have a whole lot of stuff to make a whole lot of money. Now is the time to get ready to make a lot of money. People, I don't care if they're furloughed. I don't care if they lost their job. I don't care if they're sick, somebody died, or the rent is due. They're going to want something made. They're going to ask you to sew them something. So you got to be ready. And to be ready, you got to stay ready. That means you have to start running, if you recommend a serger only throughout faster inventory through for faster inventory. Okay, great question. No. You see, let me tell you about a serger. A serger takes 4 threads. If one break, you got to thread all 4 of them. To me, that can get frustrating. Now, if you're sewing for pleasure and you want a serge, I recommend a serger. For those who don't know what a serger is a sewing machine that interlocks the threads. Okay. Now, what I don't like the word trying, but sometimes it's trying to stick with me. What I am teaching you is survival skills and how to make massive money. Okay. If you got to get up from your sewing machine and you got to go to your serger, if your serger, some people, when you use sergers, they want all the threads to be the same color. If you got to change all your threads from white to be blue, if you got to change all your colors to be a certain color, you have to plan that. And today's world, if you have an assistant, or you're going to do all your sewing this day and you're going to do all your serging this day, then great. But I'm going to show you how to make $400 an hour, and it don't take a serger. I'm gonna show you how to make $1,000 in a day. I'm gonna show you how to put some down payments on a house. And when I say it and you hear it, I'm talking about from the heart. Because when you got to make some money to pay your bills and you need a sewing machine, okay? You need something that will get the job done right now with no problem. And I'm gonna tell you something else. When you go to the fabric store, if you can find one, get your pre-wound bobbins. Okay. Get you some pre-wound bobbins. It might cost you $4 or $5, and you get 20 bobbins already wound up. When you buy your thread, buy the big spools of thread. I'm gonna show you the thread, and buy you a hoop. Hold on. When you want to make massive money sewing, you need 3 friends. You need a support belt to hold your posture. You need, when you buy this thread, this is actually the same thread you could use for your serger. Okay. And you buy this little friend right here. You put this on the serge, you put this on here, you put it behind your sewing machine, and you turn your little sewing machine into the factory. Don't have a sewing machine or you sewing and you got them little bit of threads. You use that for your first 2 or 3 outfits. And once you get that, then you ready for real time. I got an order one time. I had to sew up a whole cruise ship for worth of what is it? Tablecloths. Now, if I'd have had a little small spool of thread, I would have been forever. I would have been crying. And they wanted the smallest stitch. So when they learned to do the tablecloths, they tumble them or they use any type of bleach or whatever. They didn't want the stitches to come out. This was my best friend. So 3 things. When you get ready to sew for a living, listen to me. There's some people that it's just a hobby. And a hobby is great because sewing will take you somewhere you've never been. You can get rid of your stress. You can tell your husband, your lover, your children to leave you alone, and you go in your sewing corner, your sewing closet, or your sewing room, or your sewing cave, and you can sew away all your stress. That is so lovely. But I'm trying to tell you, I had to sew for a living, and I do sew for a living. And I'm going to tell you what works for me, and I want to show you what works for you. Now, why am I doing this? The reason I'm doing this is because it's getting hard out here. And people are starting to lose their mind because they can't pay their bills. People are getting upset because they've been working so hard and they don't see any results. The best kept secret is learning how to sew. This is AI proof. In 5 years, now, I know I'm talking to a lot of people in UK. You're my biggest audience right now. But for those who are in the United States, Walmart, which I tell you about, Walmart has what you need real quick. Don't have everything, but has some things: needles, threads, zippers, whatever. Walmart is going to get rid of, they have 90 million employees. Walmart has 90 million employees. In 5 years, they will get rid of half of those employees. Okay. They're going to use AI. But what they can't get rid of is when somebody say, I want something custom made. I need some alterations. AI can never take away customer service. Now I'm going to show you something else. If you got a little shop, I'm going to show you something else. Look at this. This made me $900. What is it? It's water. When you start sewing, be hospitable. Be nice to your clients. Treat them with love. One lady came in, she was hot. She came in, she sat on the sofa right behind me, or on the other side of me. And she said, oh, I'm so hot, I don't have time. I said, ma'am, would you like some water? Or would you like any refreshments? I have water, I have soft drinks, I have orange juices, and I have snacks. You may not be able to have all that, but you can have it at a minimum level. I gave this lady a bottle of water, and guess what? She spent $900 with me in less than 30 minutes. She was tired. She got hospitality. I had the music nice. I had the smell nice. And I gave her some water. Now I got some little Snickers in there. Snicker candy bars. And if anybody know what Snickers, I'm talking, make sure I know, I'm letting you know, because there are people that don't live in US, and I have to remember that Snickers is a little small candy bar that got peanuts and caramel and chocolate, and it's so good, and it makes you feel full real quick. So I have all that in the refrigerator. This lady has spent $2,000 with me in 1 week because I had water and Snickers. Now I have fruit, but they didn't want fruit. They wanted a fast high. Now let me show you something else. I see more of y'all coming on. I showed you the other day about these shoes. This is another pair of shoes, by the way. I put rhinestones on shoes. Whenever you buy, remember when I told you, whenever you buy something, see this right here? Whenever you buy something, if you can splurge a little bit, it may not be the first time, but if you can splurge a little bit and buy volume, like these rhinestones, I put them on hats and things, or this thread. See this thread? This thread might cost you about $4, $5. but you won't need no thread for 6 months. You buy all your basic colors, so you won't need thread. So you don't keep buying the same thing. So the lady saw me doing the shoes for her sister. Guess what she did? She brought a brand new pair of shoes and said, bling out my shoes. It'll take me 10 minutes to make $25. 10 minutes, $25. How many 10 minutes is in an hour? 6, right? $25 times 6, $150, 1 hour. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. So I'm telling you that you're going to get out of poverty. We're going to get out of poverty. We're going to have to make a way out of no way. Now I'm going to show you something else. You see these here? Look at this real close. Come up real close. Look at these hands right here. I took my nails off. I was a nail fanatic. I took my nails off. I took my eyelashes off. I took my toe painted. I do my own toes now, right? COVID came. Why was I getting my nails done when I wasn't going nowhere? They closed my store. They closed my stores. I have 5 stores in this mall. I have 1 store outside of the mall. It's a very small store. So I had to go work out of there. So I had to put billboards up to tell everybody where I was. Okay. I took my nails off. I saved enough money to buy 2 blocks. What you talking about? I bought 2 blocks that I could make 8 houses on because I gave up trying to look like everybody else. I'm a designer now. People know who I am. They come. In fact, when I go to church, I have to hide because I want to get the spirit. People say, oh, can you do this? Or can you do this? Or can you make this? Or can you do this? I go up in the balcony. When I go up in the balcony, I look at all the people with all the beautiful hats on. And that's what makes me a wonderful hat designer. So what I'm telling you is get into survival mode. Even if you are wealthy, if you out there and you got it going on and you got a great sewing machine and you sew for a hobby, especially the people that make these beautiful quilts, all you quilters out there, I recommend, oh my God, quilts, the crocheting sisters or the crocheting brothers. When I say sister, that doesn't mean black. That means me are the same. If you white, brown, green, orange, Indian, Asian, whatever, if you listening to me, when I call you sister, that doesn't mean I'm talking about a black woman. I'm talking about we are in this sisterhood together. This is a trade that you can learn at your own skill set. But get rid of the bougie. When you want to make some money, the little things that's taking up your time, if you're paying $60, $70, $100 for your nails, put that into your business. You can, if you in love and you can't sleep, guess what? Let me tell you something about love. It's gonna be all right. Because you can't pay your bills, the love ain't gonna pay the bills. And I was there. I was in love and I couldn't pay my bills. I had to unlearn that. I had to get somebody who could love me for my trade and my skill set. And God sent somebody that could understand my work ethics. But if you have to get it done and you got to make some money, you got to make some extra cash flow. You need an extra $10,000 and $20,000. If you need some money coming in you, when you wake up, there's money coming to you. When you go to sleep, somebody's texting you. They want to get something made. They want to get something done. How do you start? You start with simple things like this. You start with simple things like this. This right here. Now I'm making a linen shirt for this guy. Okay. There's no patterns. I took the fabric like you've seen on my past videos. I cut a hole in the top. I saw the length that he want. I got 2 side seams. He want a French collar or a Chinese collar. I'm showing him how we're gonna do the Chinese collar. He's gonna pick this up on Saturday because I didn't want to sew it while he was waiting. So what I'm showing you is stuff that I do. I'm not gonna tell you nothing that I don't do. I do it on a daily basis. Can you see me? I'll make sure I want to be seen because I want you to make sure you know that I'm telling the truth. I don't want to be hiding. We're going to get the lighting better. But this is what we got to do. We got to start somewhere. If you have a sewing machine already, now some of you told me you don't have a sewing machine. Some of you told me you got to borrow the money, or some of you told me you're going to play the lottery to get the machine, or some of you told me you're going to lay away to get the machine, or you want to get a machine and a serger. Leave the serger alone right now. If you want the serger, work yourself up to the serger. Okay. If you start out right now, because the weather is changing and there are some countries it's always cold. So you can sell a scarf all the time. There's no way. I mean, you can sell a scarf. You can have a bag of scarves. You can have your low end, your middle end, and your high end. Okay. Then if you want to make a sale, do a bundle. Two for this price, three for that price, one for this price. So bundle your items so you can upsell. Now, this is the trick. You might find some fabrics that are very inexpensive, but they look very good. And you're going to feel guilty. You're going to say, oh my gosh, I got this on sale for $3. And how much am I going to sell it for? I know a lot of you told me that. I don't know what to say. Look at this here. Look at this right here. This is, I'm going to show it where you can see it. See this right here? This is a bridal lace, right? It's the same format as what's behind me. It's a bridal lace. This I got on sale. This I got on sale for maybe $15, $20. It sells for $125 because it's so embellished. Now, am I going to give my goodwill away? No, because this is a one of a kind. She didn't even blink an eye. It would take less than 10 minutes. Now, with this type of fabric, it has all this embedded lace right here. I'm going to show you real quick. So you got to have some fresh needles when you do this, because when you hit this, it's going to make your needle bend a little bit. So you want, when after you sew this, you want to get a fresh needle so it don't snag your other fabrics. Another thing why I use Sergers heavy duty sewing machines is because my fabrics like this right here are very, very heavy. They're very durable. And those fabrics, when they're durable, I respect my mannequins, even though they're not real. I don't like them to look like I like I'm exposing them. Those fabrics have real fibers in it. They have real cotton seeds in it, and they are rough. They're thick, but they're beautiful. They're just my favorite fabric. But those particular fabrics, they need a heavy duty machine. Now, a lot of you talked about jute machines. There are some great sewing machines. I don't want you to think that I am, yes, it is African mud cloth, the real mud cloth. Do I do embroidery? Yes, I do embroidery. I have an embroidery machine. When my next video will be in the fabric store. I have a fabric store here in the mall, and it will be with the embroidery machine. So I do the embroidery in a separate place because you need to concentrate and you can't mess up something. Okay. So you need to concentrate. But what I'm telling you, those who are asking me how to price something, the rule of thumb to price something is times 4. Okay. So if you see anything, if you see a price on anything, it's time 4. So if it says $39.99, that means it's really the store value probably paid $10 for it. Okay. When it's 50% off, the store will still make 100%. So you have to be competitive to survive. Stop being cheap. Stop it. Stop it. Just stop it. I mean it. Stop being cheap. You can't give your gift away. Listen, say it to me loud. Stop giving your gift away. Because you got to go to the doctor. You got to get health care. You got to go get your mammograms. You got to go get the GNY. You got to take care of yourself. And if you're a man, you still got to take care of your health. Go get your screening. If you are one of the men that's on the channel, you got to take care of yourself. So you can't give your gift away. If you want to bless somebody with something, after they spend a couple hundred, I'm just using a couple hundred because I know everybody on my channel can make a couple hundred. I want my homework for you all to do. When you send me a message, I want you to say, I'm sewing this. Miss Evelyn or Evelyn, I'm sewing a scarf. Evelyn, I'm sewing a hat. Evelyn, I'm painting a hat. Evelyn, making some jewelry. I want you, when you engage with me, the way this relationship is going to work, you tell me what you're doing. I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay? Because that's going to pump you up to make it. And I want you to sew like you're homeless. What do you mean? So like you homeless. That means that if you, I don't know if you know or ever seen a homeless person, but there are a lot of people that are homeless right now, and they are making it. They will have a cup, they will have a sign, and they will make enough money that day to survive. You have got to do the same thing. You can say, I don't need the money, so you don't need the money. Sell something. Sell something. Make something for somebody. Make it and package it. If you want to gift it to someone, gift it to someone. But give your gift in exchange for a hug or exchange for appreciation. It don't have to be money all the time. But for those out there like myself, if I don't sew, I can't make it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have staff. My sewing skills pay for my staff. It pays my bills. It pays my property taxes. Um, like I said in my last video, if you saw the last video that had the Mercedes, I lost the house, but I got 10. Now I'm not bragging. I'm telling you, I'm not bragging. Please don't take it like I'm bragging. I want to help every person of every age. Some of you say you 77. Somebody said it was 80. They just want to get started. They want to get something. They want to be able to do something. Uh, if you just embroidery, see this here? I'm a professional motorcycle rider. I'm a professional motorcycle rider. Was at one time the largest designer for the Buffalo Soldiers. My Buffalo Soldier name is Softail. I have a couple of motorcycles and I buy and I make everything. I'll do a video with y'all with my bike, okay? But what I'm saying is sewing would open up endless possibilities. So you can sew, you can silk screen, you can make jewelry, you can make hats. When you start sewing, it's gonna open up every avenue. I'm decorating shoes this week. Guess what? I'm decorating shoes, and that's gonna pay a bill. That those when you do one, then more come. Now, this is how you got to keep your sanity. I'm telling you how to sew. I'm telling you how to sew fast. Sewing fast, meaning you have a test garment. Every time you turn your sewing machine on, someone said, I got these things I've started and they bother me and I want to run away from it. I've been there. You know, you have some projects you just hate to do. You have some things that you made well, or you have some things with a lot of stuff going on and you just hate to do it. You're like, oh, I don't even want to go in that sewing room. So this is how you get over that hump. You get over that hump by sewing simple things that you can sell. Like I said, that one item can be a table runner. It could be a head wrap. It could be a scarf. It could be a wrap skirt. It could be a shawl for a man. That one item, you have categories. And when you get that item, you stack them up and you hang them on racks. My next video, I'm gonna sew while we talking. I'm gonna show you how I can make stuff without a serger. And I'm gonna show you when I get through talking to you in that 30, 40 minutes, I'll be done made about $400 or $500 worth of merchandise. Because when I start to sew, I don't start from where I left off. I start with something that's easy and I work my way in it. Sewing is just like you're in your car and you go slow and you speed up. And if you start with a project you don't like and it's aggravating and you stuck on slow and you don't get nowhere, that's when you need the back support. And that's when you start gaining weight because you're just eating. Another good thing about sewing is turn your phone down. Like if you're listening to me and you're sewing, turn your phone upside down. You can still listen to me, some music, or whoever you like to motivate you, and just sew without the distraction. If you sew without distraction, you'll get more done and you'll feel good. Then when you press it out. Then you get your labels. We'll talk about where to get your labels for. And when you get your labels, we do your labels. And then you'll just start building your inventory. So when someone sees what you have, you can actually go to Canva, Canva. If you don't have a website, remember I told you you can do one-on-one. You can also do Canva and it'll build your website. You just take a picture of your item and you do that and you can put on Canva. But I'm going to talk to you on another video on how to list your items and how to photograph your items so that when you sell it or when somebody like your items, they can ask all the questions and you'll have all the answers there. And then when you make an item, like the scarf I just told you, this scarf right here, if you got some extra fabric, you take this scarf and you make three. Like you fold it in half and you make three. So when you selling something, we don't want you to sell out so quickly. Let me say, when you selling something, we don't want you to sell out quickly because some of you thinking, I can't sell anything. I don't know how to price it. So you sell it and you take a picture with it on the wall or you take it in action. And if you found me, your customers can find you. I'm answering as many questions as I can. Somebody said, well, I'm in a place, everybody is poor or frugal, and they don't want to pay my price. Everything I do is biblical. So the Bible says a prophet is not valued in his own country. What does that mean? That means that everybody that came in my store today, that supported me today, did not live in this city. They did not live in this city. They did not even live nowhere near this city. You got somebody calling me for career. You got somebody that drove 2.5 hours here. You got another person drove an hour here because it says you're not valued in your own country. So when it says you're not valued in your own country, a prophet is not valued in his own country. That means you bringing something to the universe. That means you're looking in the wrong place. You found me and I'm nowhere near you. So when you put your item out and you build your website up, two things you got to do. Well, three things you got to do. Got to do quality. Somebody said, oh, is the stitch any good? A Walmart sewing machine makes some beautiful stitches like some beautiful teeth. They make you smile to the bank. Okay. If you got a high-end sewing machine, don't use really rough fabrics. I use Walmart sewing machines because I use very durable. Yes, this is real mud cloth. It has real sand in it. It has real dyes in it. And when you sew this, you have to have oil. You have to oil your machine quite often. And it's rough because it's real cotton. That's why it can't be. This is a print of this. So this fabric here is like it's print, it's soft. You can sew this real good. This you got to slow down and take your time with because it's hand painted. So when you use a really good sewing machine, when I say good sewing machine, a really expensive sewing machine, I don't really think there's no bad sewing machine out there really. I just think it's sewing machines that go to your speed level or your quality level. So if you got a really expensive sewing machine, you don't want to sew this on your big sewing machine. Now I have the big old sewing machines. I'll take you in the back of my studio on the other side. And I got those big industrial sewing machines that you got to pour the oil in it. But I'm an artist and I just that sound, I just don't like that. I like to be able to think, to read, and to do everything that I can. And I'll either have my music on or I'm listening to someone that's giving me inspiration with my phone down. And my phone, when I'm sewing, I always have it quiet so that I can think because I got to figure stuff out. Like that wedding dress I did yesterday, I had to figure that thing out. And I'm not going to let a wedding dress beat me, not me. So I had to go and I was figuring out that Velcro and I got that good Velcro. And now this is what you do if you're using Velcro. Someone asked me about Velcro. You can use some good Velcro that's sticky back, but the trick to it is don't take the paper off of it. Because if you take the paper off of it, the needle will go in it and it won't come out or it'll stick or you'll get glue in the needle. So if you're using some Velcro for something like I did yesterday, if you see that video where I made a detachable train, then that piece of paper was on there and I sewed on the paper, but it had to be durable enough because the lace had pearls and stones and it had weight. So when she take it off, she can just take that paper and pull it all off and she's ready and it won't even mess up the dress. So you have to do trial and error on your sewing, but there's nothing you can't do. One thing about sewing, you can always fix it. If you cut it wrong, add some more fabric to it. Too short, add to the hem. Too long, cut it off. Sewing is the best secret. It's like, it's if I could only tell you all, I have 5 stores and they all are filled to the rim, the front, the back, the bottom, all from me. I'm the only sewer. These are my 10 people that sew for me. I'm telling you, I have 5 employees. They all have mortgages. They get paid. So don't tell me you can't do it. God, don't tell me they can't do it. You can do it. Whether you're trying to buy daycare, you're trying to buy food for your house, if you're trying to get my first sewing job, I added on to my garage in a little old house. Okay. It's the best kept secret. It's something that they've been hiding from us. Let me tell you why they took sewing out of the United States. When I came up, we were able to learn. I learned how to sew for free, which I'm teaching you how to sew for free. I'm gonna teach all of you for the. Oh, it's 40,000 of you talking to me, and if you got time, I got time. Because if the next generation doesn't know how to sew, we're lost. We can't just buy everything at the store. We can't just accept the size. We need to know our size. We need to put people back in clothes and get them out of pajamas. All the people that's walking around with holes in their jeans, and you mean to tell me you can't make something that look better than that? All the women that's just wearing underwear, you mean to tell me you can't make something look better than that? Come on now, and get paid. Everybody wants some sewing. The first person came in here was 60 years old. The second one was 75. The last few was in their 59s or whatever. And they all needed something sewn. And they wasn't gonna leave without it today. Period. That's why I'm 8:30. I'm supposed to be on y'all 8 o'clock. So what I'm trying to say, what I am saying is that get your mindset. There's a book I told someone last night or this morning to get. Every time I talk to you after 3 or 4 sessions, when I feel you ready for this, I want you to go and get a book. The first book that you must buy. And when you buy this book, I want you to read 10 pages a day. How am I going to do that? Put your phone down, put it in the bathroom, and you read a couple pages. You're going to go to the bathroom at least 5 times a day. Put it in your purse, and you read a couple pages. The name of this book is Do Not Believe What You Are Thinking. I'm going to go get the book because you need to see this book. Hold on. In fact, okay, I said I'm gonna give you one book, but I'm gonna give you 2 books because some people, some people told me they already bought their house with their sewing. Some people told me that they've been sewing for a long time and they didn't accomplish a lot of things. They taught sewing. They've done exceptionally well sewing. But for those of you, we have everybody on this channel that are in different phases of their sewing. This book will help you tremendously. If you are afraid, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know how to get there, if you are doubting yourself, read this book. Put notes in this book, and everything you thought was wrong, you're going to hit delete. It's going to make you a better person. Do not believe everything you're thinking. We're always thinking about something. The most important thing that you have right now is your mind. If you put your mind to it, you can do it. If you want to be a millionaire sewing, you could do it. If you want to just get out of debt, if you want to help a child through college, if you want to get yourself a house, if you want to improve your home, you want new carpet, new floors, new windows, if you want to put a roof on your house, when you start sewing, you won't be thinking about how am I going to do it. You're just going to be thinking about, do I need sleep? Okay. You can sleep, but you're going to have to make some sacrifices to get there. And to make sacrifices, sometimes it's worth it. But don't overdo it and don't underdo it. If you take a job, do a good job. And that will get you repeat customers. Remember that if you take a job, do a good job. Send them a thank you letter. Even if they buy it in your store, give them a thank you card with your phone number, your business card. Give them that so they'll come back. Tell them to text you. Don't call you. You don't have time to call. Text you when they want their next order, and then you'll get it done. And when you do that, you're going to be on top. You're going to be the first thing coming to their mind, and they're going to tell you to keep going. Now, this is for my pros out there. This book, I'm an advocate reader. I'm always got 2 books in my hand, in my purse or whatever I am. This book right here is called The 10X Rule. These are the people who are sewing, who know how to sew, but they don't know how to price. They don't know how to ask for it. They are afraid to be turned down. They are afraid. I don't want to say afraid to be wealthy. They just afraid because the people that are talking to me that says, I don't know how to charge and my people don't have that much money. I'm going to say this to you and don't take it personal. If you're poor or you struggling, which we all have been, I have been there. Okay. I'm not perfect and I'm not always on top with money because my challenge is I'm always thinking big. I'm a multiple store person. I like my energy around me to be the same. If I got men buying, I want you to have your own store. If I got people who like art and see stuff I paint, I want you to have your store. If you like fabric, I want you to have your store. If you're a cruise line or you're Disney, here's the store for you to come into. So I think big. So I always got to get something going on. So when I make something, I take my extra money and I buy the add-ons like the handbag or the jewelry or the soap or the bitters to make you feel good. I invest my profits in the other things. So when they buy a dress, they buy toothpaste, they buy jewelry, they buy a handbag, they buy a head wrap, they buy a purse. Purse means smaller, handbag bigger. So what I encourage you to do when you're sewing, if someone is coming to your house, just say you have a home, and you making a dress for them, have some add-ons. Add-ons is things that you think will complement that. Okay. Now, if they're not buying anything, you can sell the water. If they're buying something, give them the water. Remember, the water brought me $1,200, $900. Then she added another $3 to it. So give some extras free refreshments, but also have some add-ons so you can take that $100 dress to $150 or $180 or $200. So everything you make, you don't have to actually physically make everything. If you go to your favorite store, the favorite store will have what they made and what they brought in. Like I keep going to Walmart. Walmart has a great value brand, and then they have the name brand. Like you can have soda or you can have Coca-Cola. So the Coca-Cola is going to be the more expensive, and the soda is going to be the great value brand. So it's going to be a little cheaper. So they have that. So when you sewing, don't just think you got to make every single thing. That's where we lose at. Have the add-ons. Okay. Just like when you go to McDonald's, you order. I'm using layman things now. I'm not a McDonald's fan or whatever. I mean, I'm not against McDonald's because I used to work there too, but I'm just giving you practical things. When you go anywhere, they ask you, would you like to upsize? Would you like a bigger drink? Would you like to add a dessert? That's what you have to do with your sewing. And when you do that with your sewing, you're going to say, wow. So you buy these 3 or 4 pair of earrings, and they'll go with these colors. You buy 4 more pair of earrings. You go with this stuff. Before you know it, you can buy a dozen pair of earrings. And that's how you're going to get more money. And then it helps you. Even if you hairstylists always have, you can buy the shampoo, you can buy the little beads to go in your hair. You can do all of that. So the 10X book is for the pros. All you pros out there, because there's a lot of pros that have been doing that. The pros, you got to get to 10Xing. Okay? You got to get the 10Xing because the 10X is going to take you to the next level to attract the client that you want. If you're trying to get if you are getting sales already and you want to go higher and you want to make more money, this is the Bible that you need to read right now to help you get your sales to where you can survive and thrive. Now, when you get your sales up, I recommend you do this. When you get your sales up and you have a little bit of extra money, I would like for you to get at least two sewing machines. And you want to say why? There's a several reasons why. First of all, if you're doing a lot of jobs, you can have one machine set up with one color thread and one machine set up with another color thread. So if you're doing like alterations for something and you only using black or white thread, then boom, okay, you just roll through that sewing machine. If you're doing like fine stitches, like I do leather, I need thick stitches and a thick needle, you can do that. Because to make passive income, you got to be like this. You got to be a little bit all over the place. And every time you sit down, you want to have that machine ready for you to do those things. You can have one for your warm up and one for your easy breezy or your hard items. All right. Now, if you have to need parts, you got that sewing machine, same sewing machine, you need parts. YouTube will teach you how to fix your machine. It'll teach you how to thread the machine. It'll teach you how to sew the machine. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you make the money from the machine. Okay. I don't make the machines. I'm not affiliated with Singer or whatever right now. They will be calling me. They already told me they're coming at you because you promote Singer. Well, I'm promoting what works for me. Okay. You have a machine that works for you. By all means, do that with that what works for you. If you're starting out, don't really start with the baby machine because you're gonna outgrow it real fast. Even my kids that I teach, I don't want them starting with a small machine because when they get through my class, they got to whip it out. They'll be making prom dresses, wedding dresses, curtains, tablecloths, skirts, cheerleader outfits, uniforms for a football team. You'll have endless. Today, nurses came in here. Would you embroider my scars? We got some more nurses. We got 50 nurses, need some embroidery work. Okay, we'll take it. So it's when you need the money, let me tell you about money. When you need the money, you don't know how it's going to come. You might like just making hats, but your money might be over there making table napkins. Don't turn down the table napkins because you just like making hats. You're going to learn something from the table napkins. Today, the guy wanted me to make him a hat that I knew required cardboard to go in it to make that hat. I hadn't made one of them hats in a long time. So you got to leave room, you got to turn it, you got to bend the cardboard, you got to try it on, you got to put it back on. Guess what? It's $50. Okay, he sat here and waited for it. He going to California now. So your sewing skills will make room for you. That's what I'm telling you. They'll make room for you and they will make you sleep. Because I'm going to tell you something else. Bills are just getting higher. If you got a mortgage payment, your interest rate went up. Your insurance went up. Your property taxes went up. And your job is not going to give you extra money. Your job is not going to give you extra money because your bills went up. If you watch TV, the cable bill went up. You got lights, the light bill went up. If you got a phone, the phone bill went up. So everything is going up except for your income. So the sewing is going to leverage that off and it's going to soar like this. It's going to go just like this. And I'm here to tell you, it's going to take you to where you can't believe you can go. You be humble. If you in a bad relationship, sew yourself out of that. When I'm not saying leave anybody, but I'm saying sew yourself into sanity and get your paper. Paper is your money because you can do it. I mean, you can do it with your first breath, not your last breath. You can make a way out of no way. If you had a needle and thread, if you don't have the money to buy a sewing machine, go to the dollar store, spend $5 and just put that you do alterations, you hem pants. Get you an iron. Now, a lot of people don't understand that the iron is just as important as the sewing machine. Okay? Your iron is your friend. This is an iron from Walmart. This is an iron, and they got this on it because it's I ironed fabrics that I painted, and it cures them. because I do steam and then I press it on the wrong side. But this particular iron, you can also buy this. It's a Titan sewing machine iron. And I'm showing you, look, when I show you something, I'm not Martha Stewart that I'm gonna show you something brand new. I'm gonna show you something that works. I'm gonna show you what works, okay? I have an assistant that cleans up my iron. They'll clean up my stuff for me tomorrow. When I come into work, I have an assistant that I can afford to pay that cleans up my iron, that cleans up my fabrics off the floor. They fold everything up for me because when I come in, I'm just like an octopus. I want my iron with my water in it, and okay, I'm pressing them out. Everything leaves here is pressed in a garment bag, and it goes out like it's been in the cleaners. Okay, so but you need a good iron, and you need a good iron that steams. That particular iron is from Walmart. It's called a Titan iron, and it costs about $65. If you can't afford a $65 iron, get you a $20 iron and use it with steam. The iron is not necessarily for pressing, it's for steaming, and it'll make your garments look crystal clear. So when they see that, ooh, if you're making a robe, ooh, and press on the wrong side. I actually have two irons. I always have two irons. I have one that I use when I paint fabric, and I have one when I use fine fabric. So that one I just grab because that's the painting station. That's the gluing and the rhinestone station that I have right there. But everything that I'm telling you from the bottom of my heart, this is what um this is what works, and it is priceless. And if you have anybody that want to sew, ask them to look at this video. Now on Thursday nights, I'm gonna dedicate it to you. Thursday nights, see the 8:30 is the best time. Thursday nights, if you can text me anytime throughout the day or anytime throughout the week, I will be uploading videos. But Thursday nights, we're gonna be getting to the nitty gritty. Okay, that's when we're gonna be sewing and making it happen. And now is the time before I close. Now is the time to think of what you want to sell for the holidays, whether it's scarves, hats. Uh, I want everybody to make a scarf. That's what I want for the homework. Everybody make a scarf. If you don't have any fabric, these are people who have a sewing machine. And for those who don't have a sewing machine, I want you to find a pillowcase. Find a pillowcase. Cut the pillowcase up like the pillowcase is like this. Cut it in the middle. Press the ends and make you two scarves around your neck at the pillowcase. Okay. I'm not going to leave you out because you don't have a sewing machine or you don't have the means to get a sewing machine. But you have to do homework to stick with me because if you're going to grow, you got to flow. Okay. So don't wait till everything is perfect. Look, I've sewn on a cardboard box. Yes, I did. I was in Los Angeles and I had to sew and I had to get home. And there was 4 clients. Look, they'd be sitting in chairs waiting for me. It was a union convention center. They took the tables away, they took the drapes away, and the people, if I didn't get their outfits done, I had a hotel. If I didn't get the outfits done, they wasn't gonna pay me. They didn't trust me to go to the hotel because they're like, look, we'll sit right here till you finish. So I had a line, about 4 or 5 people in line. Those people went and got me some cardboard box, put the cardboard box up. I had the sewing machine there, and I made them outfits. And I got my $1,000, and I got home. So don't tell me you can't make it. He'll make a way where there is no way. He'll put a door where there is no door. When your back is up against the wall, ladies and gentlemen, look, all of my video shoots are done in this dressing room. These are fabrics right here in there, ready to go. So I'm telling you, you can do it. You can make it sewing on all levels. From sewing buttons. Look, somebody had to put these buttons on here. Somebody needs some buttons sewed on. Somebody's shirt is too big. Look how big this is. Somebody needs some alterations. You can do it by hand. Okay? You can do it with a sewing machine. So the first person that don't have a sewing machine, you're going to take some pillowcases. You're going to make you some scarves. Those who do have the means to buy some fabric, go buy you some fabric. If you only have enough money to buy 1 yard, buy 1 yard, cut it in half, sew the ends together, and make you a scarf. Make you a head wrap. Make you a table runner. Okay? We got to get ourselves moving and motivated because when you do that, you get creative. And somebody gonna show you something you don't see at that same fabric. Look, draperies, head wrap, scarf, man shawl. Look, wrap skirt. Okay, now we can take this, we can make a pillowcase out of it. We can make a bed skirt out of it. That one piece of cloth can have 15, 20 different titles, and each title can cost a different price. Learn how to price your items, sell it for what it's worth, not what you paid for it. Remember that. Don't sell it. If you bought the fabric for $5, my God, don't sell it for $10. Sell it for $20. Remember I said times four? Sell it for $20. If it has a price on it, it has more value. If you're just doing it as a hobby, oh, she just made this for me. She got time. You got to pay your electricity. You got to pay for your scissors, your interfacing, your thread, your buttons, your needles. If you use a pattern, I want you to try this. Try making it without opening the pattern. That's right. If you bought a pattern, look at the pattern. If you can look at a picture straight on the wall and it's crooked, then you can make an outfit without using a pattern. If you can look at a picture on the wall and it's crooked, straighten the picture up and look at that outfit and you could do it. Okay, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. When you learn how to sew without a pattern, you save a lot of time and you save a lot of money. And when you do your alterations, you're gonna be amazed. Because some people like it full, some people like it fitted. Some people have you to do all that work with a pattern, and then you got to go and redo the whole thing. And that's what gets people frustrated that they don't want to sew. I have never used a pattern since I was in high school. I'm 59 years old. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So we're gonna do scarves with no pattern. You don't need a pattern for a scarf, right? See that? You don't need a pattern for a head wrap, right? All you need is the length. Now you might need a tape measure sometimes. Do a scarf. Make a pillow. You know how to make a pillow? Just 4 squares. That's inventory. Now you can make one pillow and stuff it, and you can have the rest of the pillows prepped. And then when they want the pillows, all you do is stuff the pillows. If you don't have a lot of room. Now I'm telling you stuff if you don't have a lot of room. I'm assuming nobody has room right now. I'm not trying to make it where everybody has a cozy store or a big room or a sewing room. We'll get there because the sewing is going to pay for all those things you need to get you to the next level. When you're showing it, always make sure it's on a beautiful hanger. If you got to get some garment bags, if you don't want to buy a whole roll of garment bags, get some from the cleaners. If you need garment bags and you're starting, you want to go to Uline, Uline. Start with Uline. If you have a small business or a small business license, go with Uline and they will instantly give you $1,000 line of credit. You have 30 days, pay it off in 25 days. Buy you some garment bags or buy you some shopping bags. And that's how you get to the next level. But you don't have to start there. We're going to end there. Okay. So we don't want you to feel like you can't make any money because you don't have everything. Your business is going to grow. And now I'm going to tell you this about a business. If you made cookies, do you go get a business license? You just sell the cookies. So warm up. Don't feel like you got to get licensed and everything right away. Get your business started when you are secure that you're going to do this, whether it's for yourself or for your business or for a career. Baby steps. Get you started, get your confidence up. If you go out, if you go to church, you go to a meeting, wear one of the pieces. Oh, I love that. Oh, great. I sell this for $35. Really? Oh, what other colors you have? Oh, I'll take 3, Susan. Okay. Oh, I got somebody else. I'll get something for somebody else. Now's the gift time. People are buying things for gifts. So, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you a lot in this hour. I am so excited to be with you to let you know that sewing is a life-changing skill. It's good for your mental health. It's good for your spiritual health. It's good for you to let you know that you can do it. It's all the ladies in India, all those beautiful fabrics, and you doubting yourself. I can't make any money. I lost my job. I was pregnant and now I don't have a business. My husband says it's no good. Guess what? That's okay. You just keep sewing. And he gonna be like, what? You did what? Because it's always amazing to having a celebrity in the house, somebody that you didn't expect can do it. They can take it to the next level. And when they see you do it, remember this now. Look at this. These are all the people I got working for me. These five fingers on both hands, and they get the job done. And so I took the nails off and I dug in. And when I dug in like crazy. And I keep doing it. And I want you to do it too. I want you to know that you can make a way out of no way. I don't want you to feel like you are overwhelmed with bills. Remember what I said with the bills? Take it to the Lord in prayer. Take it to the Lord in prayer. He'll make a way. And when you get that bill paid, say, thank you, Jesus. Thank him before he does it, thank him while he's doing it, and thank him when he finished doing it. And then you lift somebody else up. I'm lifting you up. You pull somebody else up. You make them feel good about being a seamstress and being a designer. Because he said when you work with your hands, you will make a profit. He didn't say you work with your hands and you ain't going to make nothing. If you work with your hands, it will turn into a profit. It will be more than you need. And believe in that. Believe in that because he got you. Okay? He got me. He got me. He got me. I want to have people, if they didn't believe in me, they wouldn't be working for me. I don't even like to say working for me, working with me. So they keep them up there. I'm in the back of the store. I'm sowing my seeds. I put my pictures out there, what I'm making, and I do it. And I make the rack where it's full of clothes, full of items, and I just keep going. I add on to make my prices go up so that I can make more money per person. I charge a fair price. I don't give my work away. Don't give your work away. Don't give your work away, even to family, because your family know you need the money. If you need the money, if you don't need the money, they won't say it. Okay, so raise your right hand up, bend your elbow, pat yourself on the back. You just made the first class. You just made the first class of Evelyn's Creations. Please like, subscribe, and share. And if you can, join the membership. It's $1.99. Okay, isn't that something that you could get somebody who's been there? I got 52 years of sewing skills. I've been in business for over 40 years. I'm talking about license business. I've been doing business for a very long time. I worked all over the world. Um, I'm just proud to be on. I'm proud that God allowed me to make time for us. It's not you. He's making time for us. So it's our time as women to shine. It's our time to lift each other up. And if you have a question about anything that I say, I don't want everybody to like me. I would love for everybody to like me. But if you challenge anything I do, I will respond in a nice way and I will tell you why I do it that way. And if those about you, if we may even be able to make a fund to help somebody with a sewing machine, but you can work yourself to that. The short sewing machine is about $200, and I would say your goal should be to make 10 grand out of $200. You put $200 on a sewing machine, I'm sure you can make $10,000 worth of product. How about that? You can make more than that, but I'm just saying before your sewing machine, if you don't take care of it, if you don't oil it, if you don't turn it off, if you don't cover it up when you're not sewing, if you're just a rough rider, you can make 10 grand. Okay, sew it, take the bobbin out, take the thread out, and you keep it going. But you can make some money with a $200 sewing machine. I'm telling you, the sewing machine is just the beginning, and you keep it going. And when you make that money, you get a good job, get you a second sewing machine. So if you're in the middle of the night and you got to get this project done, just what? You jump to the sewing machine. Then you got time to figure it out. Learn your sewing machine, go through it, take it out, take it apart, look at how it's going, and you do it. Peace out, everyone. Go make some money sewing. Do your homework. When you come back, if you send me a message, tell me you made a scarf, you made a hat, you made a jacket. I love you guys so much. And thank you so much for loving the journey of sewing. All right. Like, subscribe, and share. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Bye-bye. I'm gonna answer your questions, okay? You gave me so many, I couldn't keep up, but I will answer your questions. Okay.